Why Spider-Man can be terrifying. Who would think the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and terrifying can be used in the same sentence? The wall-crawling web-slinger is usually peppy, ready to help, hardworking, and a superhero. However, these are versions of Spider-Man that could easily haunt your nightmares. These are versions of him from the multiverse, aliens, and genetic experiments gone wrong that shows that the web-slinger can be as terrifying as the next villain. Let us take a look at the list of evil Spider-Man created thus far. The black-suited Spider-Man. Let's begin with the most evil Spider-Man, the black-suited Spider-Man. Spider-Man quickly became a symbol of fear when he bonded with a Venom symbiote. Using brutal attacks and creating villainous symbiotic foes, Peter Parker almost turned evil for good. The symbiote was removed from its host with the help of Reed Richards and Johnny Storm. The Superior Spider-Man. This version was created when Dr. Octavius' mind took over Peter Parker's body. The Superior Spider-Man made Spider-Bot armies that would patrol the city and help him enforce harsh justice on heroes and villains alike. Even though Dr. Octavius believed that he was doing good, his actions depleted people of their freedom, which led to further chaos and strife. CHASM. Peter Parker's clone has always suffered from mental instability that was a result of being repeatedly cloned. CHASM was born when he is consumed by the thought that Peter was the source of all his problems. In this form, Ben Reilly was unable to perceive his own face and was absent of a sense of self. He now embodies everything that Peter Parker is not. Spider's Man. On Earth -11580, instead of being bitten by a single spider, Peter Parker fell into a colony of genetically engineered spiders and was devoured. In this process, the spiders created a hive mind that absorbed Peter's consciousness. This hive called itself Spider's Man. At one point, the spiders developed a taste for human flesh that became a threat to all Spider-Men in the multiverse. Assassin Spider-Man. This version of Spider-Man from Earth -8351 works alongside Wolverine to become a top Black Ops assassin. This Spider-Man has no problems killing and lacked the friendly neighborhood demeanor. His tagline in this universe is, "With great power comes great responsibility and greater enemies." The Other. Known as the most powerful evil Spider-Man, the Other is a powerful totemic spider deity that took over Peter's body. When Peter dies of an unknown mystical affliction, he agreed to let the Other help him return back to life. A swarm of spiders ate his shed skin and formed a humanoid female body known as Ero. She became his nemesis and killed Flash when she forced her egg sac down his throat, and his spider children ate him from the inside out. Doppelganger. During the Infinity War, an evil and near-mindless version of Spider-Man was created by Magus. Doppelganger is an animalistic version of Spider-Man with far dangerous powers like razor-edged webbing, claws, fangs, and 6 arms. He joined Carnage, Shriek, Carrion, and Demogoblin during the Maximum Carnage killing spree and into a cult known as the Cult of Null. Spider-X. When Brian Cornfield strikes a deal with the Elder God Chthon, he was altered into a ghastly spider creature known as Spider-X. He used brutal methods when fighting crime and in killing his mother's attacker. He believed that he was created to bring justice to the world, but he only terrorized the city in the wake. Spider-X had razor-sharp fangs and the ability to spew acidic venom from his mouth. Norman Osborn. On Earth -44145, Norman Osborn was bitten by a radioactive spider instead of Peter Parker. Unlike other spider people, Norman Osborn's Spider-Man had 4 extra arms as a result. He pursued interdimensional travel and was successful in constructing a cosmic cube to the extent of damaging the Web of Life and Destiny. He also joined the fight against the Inheritors in Spider-Geddon. Spider-Man Pestilence. Peter was chosen to become Pestilence, one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse on Earth -5701. In this X-Men's redesigned Age of Apocalypse, Spider-Man Pestilence had 6 arms and poisonous fangs. He teamed up with Famine and Archangel in a fight against Deadpool, Cannonball, and Siren in their search for Cable across the multiverse. In another reality, Spider-Man Pestilence appears bonded with an alien symbiote, the Spider. In this alternate reality, Peter Parker becomes a psychotic killer after he merges with the Carnage symbiote. The Spider was a mouse murderer and a sociopath who likes hurting people. He was a member of the multiverse traveling team called Weapon X, replacing Daredevil and their de facto leader. They were tasked with fixing broken realities and missions that were bloody and ruthless, which delighted the Spider. Ghost Spider. On Earth -11638, Uncle Ben never died. He helped his nephew become the superhero, Amazing Spider-Man, and in transporting other Spider-Men from universes for Peter to absorb their powers. When he was killed in a fight with Prime Spider-Man, Parker returned infused with spirits and powers of the repentant damned to become Ghost Spider, a mashup of Spider-Man and Jonathan Blaze's power. Cannibal Spider-Man. When Spider-Man of Earth -11080 was infected by a virus, it transformed him into a cannibal. He was Patient Zero and his DNA had been rewritten to a primitive and predatory human being. He ate the Rhino on live television during their battle and the infection took over the world. He was killed by the Punisher after the rescue of pregnant Mary Jane. Earth -51412. Parnel was bitten by a huge red spider on a trip to Alcorp Industries. He awoke his spider-like abilities when he ate a mouse out of hunger. He then ate a cat and transformed into a spider-like monster and attacked his abusive uncle. He was killed by Morlun Butt, not before biting Sarah Jane and implanting eggs on her neck. She awoke the next morning with hundreds of baby spiders emerging from the tooth marks on her neck. Zombie Spider-Man. In the Marvel zombie universe, Spider-Man was infected with a hunger virus that transformed him into a zombie. Along with other zombie heroes, he devoured everyone, including Aunt May and Mary Jane Watson. He couldn't control his hunger even though he was horrified by his own actions. This contagion had an addictive element to it and could even affect Asgardians and superheroes with accelerating healing. Let us know which version of this list of Spider-Man is the most terrifying to you. Remember to like, subscribe, and click on the bell icon to be notified of new videos on our channel. See you in our next The Why video.